Alright kids, I'm back and whoa, what is going on with you guys?
We're evolving, Bio. We're evolving.
They grew up so fast.
Are you proud of us, Bio? We're becoming as big and strong like you.
I'm very proud of you. In the last video, we discovered Zenith fights in Monsutāhantā Furontia, which could be considered as entry-level high-end content. And now, we are back to Frontier to explore the next tier of high-end content, and that is none other than the Conquest fights. And to be honest, this was supposed to be part of the previous Frontier video, which covers monsters that are in Zenith level difficulty, which includes some of the most obnoxious fights like Espinaz, Gazura Bazura, Rucodiora, just to name a few. However, the reason why I didn't include the fights we'll be doing today in that video is due to me being worried that it would make the video go for too long. And that video belongs to me, Viatrex, a Twitch streamer, a guitar shredder, and the wielder of bone sticks with meaty tips. If you enjoy these types of videos, then consider supporting me on Twitch or Patreon like these super awesome people listed here, as it will help me and help keep the content going. All links in the description below. Now these Conquest fights typically has 4 difficulties, the level 1, 200, 1000, and the 999. And while these Conquest monsters are technically not the same as Zenith monsters, the difficulty between that and the 9999 ones are very similar and slightly more difficult. And similarly to the Zenith fights, the higher the level, the harder the difficulty. And while I've already done these fights on my Twitch streams with folks from my chat carrying me, I have decided I will be making up for not including these fights in the previous video by doing these fights without the help of other players. I swear that I don't hate myself.
Are you sure, Bio? Are you okay, Bio?
It's concerning, bro. And yes, we fought this monster before, but that quest only allowed us to repel it. But this time, we are tasked to slay it. Oh yes, I'm very elegant. Now its moveset includes the biting headbutts, the serpentine rush, the tail whips, double tail whips, and the hip checks. However, I gotta be honest, this part was very easy and underwhelming, as it is basically the same one that we fought last time. And once enough damage was done, it would then transition to— Would you shut the f***? And during this phase, the monster will predominantly stay in the air, and its moveset in this phase includes tackling you, tackling you, tackling you.
Boss? He does a breath attack and, throws a small spirit bomb.
Ah, right. And in order to deal with this monster, you can hit this gong in order to bring it down as long as it is around the center of the ship. In addition to that, there will be times where the monster will be flying far away, and to get it back, you'll need to grab ballista ammo from this chest, so in a way, you'll be grabbing this bad dragon while wiggling your stick. Hold on a minute. And if you succeed, the monster will then be dragged to the center of the map, allowing you to do even more damage. And if you're still alive by this time and did enough damage, the monster will then go to a 3rd phase. Which I caught it after he chucked his balls onto me when I was doing this fight live on my stream.
Do you like balls on your face? No? Well, too damn bad, because Shunta's gonna slap your face with them. They're spicy, they're meaty, and they're freshly cooked. So be prepared, because no matter what you're doing, and no matter who you are, he will be here to shove his balls up your face. So order your spicy shunted balls at 1-900, the original guy that does the numbers died to the fireball, so I'm replacing him.
Alright, like where do you guys get these commercials anyways? And while it retains its moves from the second phase, there are some additions to those moves, like it's spitting out light beams, summoning fire tornadoes around it, whatever this is that somehow paralyzes you, throwing out fireballs, casting mini volcanic eruptions, body slamming, and by the way, its spirit bomb explodes much more aggressively now. And this fight just looks glorious. Like, yes, it is chaotic at times, especially when in close proximity, and on top of that, the mag spike. But I just kept on zooming in and out until this guy yelled at me until he died. However, I will definitely admit that even without the help of other people carrying me, this fight was quite easy. I swear to God! Now, it is quite obvious that I'm trying to release more than one video a month, either that being 3 videos in 2 months or twice a month. And the reason why I say that is while it would be awesome to release multiple hour-long videos a month as the perfect scenario, it honestly takes too much time and effort to do so in my case for the given time frame. So instead, in addition to the one big video a month, I'll be uploading a smaller video like this one as well, simply because I find it easier for me to handle being that I pretty much do everything, and that includes the editing, the scripting, the recording, streams, and more. And with that being said, hope you enjoy this type of content distribution, and I really hope you guys understand as well.
But that's okay, Bio, because all 7 of us will watch all your Frontier videos. Yes.
Oh, you guys are so sweet. Now, kids, you remember Elatrion?
The one in the 3 Ultimate video?
No, the one in Iceborne.
Oh, okay. What does it have to do with Elatrion?
Because this next monster is worse than that.
Oh, no.
Now, this dragon can eat my d***. Because I'll be honest, I couldn't even fathom what the hell is going on. Like, its moves are quite hard to observe and identify to the point where I just had to trust my instinct and dodge what my gut tells me to. And it was so bad that I had no choice but to record the level 1000 version in order to properly identify what the hell is going on. And while we're doing the level 9 version, look at the damage! Like, every attack either takes out 80% or 90% of my HP. And we failed this quest with and without other people so many times. And it's usually with this fucking move where it blasts icicles on you only for it to spawn a meteor on you as you stand up. So its moveset includes randomly chucking fireballs, summoning ice spikes, bursting with fire, summoning big ice spikes so it can shoot laser beams added to deflect to other directions.
Facts. That happened. Oh shit, I got
Summoning fire tornadoes, ice tornadoes, purple icicles that explode, and now you're seriously gonna have a second And at this point, all of his attacks have bigger AoEs, which is insane. Like, look at this. This is just about as sensory overloading as a WoW raid. Now, I know that there are a few people that would like to see this fight in mainline games. Thing is, 99% of them have never fought this monster and even ignored the existence of Monster Hunter Frontier. And if you're one of them, then we have a word for you, which is also the word of this video's sponsor.
Oh shit, yes, a sponsor.
Which is none other than shut the fuck. Because if you want to fight this monster, download Frontier and do it there. Like, Jesus, I can't even see or tell what the hell's going on. As if I'm playing Guitar Hero 3 with Through Fire and the Flames on the original Game Boy Advance in a goddamn rave. And after spending a good 2 hours on this fight, I finally, and I mean finally, beat this Elder Dragon. Oh, no. Don't tell me that this is just a repel.
Okay, bye, you really need to calm down. Just relax,
Now, before we fight the next monster, I would like to speak about what was going through my mind when I was progressing and playing this game, simply because I feel like it may apply to you as well. At first, you may think that this is just another Monster Hunter game with much more content and monsters to fight. And you would be right, at least at the start, because it definitely felt like that when I was going through low rank and high rank, but once I reached around the second half of high rank, that is when the game absolutely started to feel different. And as I said in the previous video, that is when I felt dragged, carried, and overall just overwhelmed. However, when I shifted my mentality and accepted the fact that Frontier isn't your typical Monster Hunter game, as well as looking up guides made by Leaps Gaming, is when I actually started to enjoy the game more. Remember, this game is an MMO that had a runtime of 12 years before shutting down, and the reason why I say that is because you gotta understand that the devs behind this game had to essentially come up with new ideas in order to keep the game fresh, or else it might suffer from stagnancy. At least, that's what I think. Plus, with how the monsters move, do you think it is fair that all the weapons keep their standard speed and movesets? Probably not. In other words, that's when the devs start to throw spaghetti, which the sauce is made out of cocaine, into walls. And one of those cocaine spaghetti test ideas would be the net cafe points, because while this game is a subscription-based online game, it also has its fair share of pay-to-win elements, and one of those examples would be the endpoints or net cafe points. And to obtain them in the Rain server, you would have to play the game for up to 12 hours in order to get the points as shown in the game. And I believe that this originally cost you actual real-life money. However, for the Rain server, you can get it for free, and this resets every week. And what can you do with these net cafe points? Well, you can use it to buy materials, items, and more from the general store. So even if you AFK in this game, you would actually benefit from it. But I know you won't do that because you would rather AFK at Limsa. You know who you are. Other than that, one of the items you get for either subscribing or paying is called Hog Potions. And you might think that it would be just like the armor skins, and you'd be right, but only 20% right. Because while the Mega Buff drugs effects may expire after carding, these Hog Potions don't. And it reduces the damage taken by 70%. Now, I know that it may sound ridiculous, but you gotta understand that this is common for us folks in Asia. While you guys usually have pay-to-play or sub-to-play models, we usually have a lot of pay-to-win models. And I am so grateful that the folks at the Rain server make the Hog Potions be easily obtainable as part of the daily gift system. But even with the Hog Potions, I was still able to cart as shown in the previous video, as well as this one. So imagine not having access to these Hog Pots and still being able to beat these monsters. And if you're one of them, goddamn, you have my respect and my hat goes off to you. And while I thought they would be obsolete in the world of Frontier, I was proven wrong. Because the OG Elder Dragon is here, and he's here for revenge. Now I gotta be honest, I seriously believe that this is what the devs of the original Monster Hunter intended Fatalis to be, or at least close to this, because when you compare this Fatalis fight to the original, it really looks primitive in comparison. And this fight really looks glorious, and in my opinion, quite the well-balanced one. There aren't excessive amounts of sensory overloading effects, and the difficulty and damage seems fair. Now, the monster's moveset includes the flying tackles, shooting fireball. Oh wait, hold on a second. Shooting fireballs, exploding tail slam, burning the floor, what is going on, summoning purple self-detonating balls, summoning red self-detonating balls. Like, goddamn, is Fatalis obsessed with balls or what?
So you like Fatalis' balls, huh? Just admit that you like balls.
No, stop it, no. Casting light beams, dragon breath. And remember those red balls? Yeah, they can also do this. And spirit balls, which could potentially one-shot you unless you back off far enough. Which is why I find this fight to be one of the more fair ones. However, that won't be the case for the last Conquest Elder Dragon, which is featuring the face-melting counterpart of Fatalis, the Crimson Fatalis. Now this one is a little rough, even to the point where it got my carriers on stream to cart, but I gotta be honest, I enjoyed this one the most. Now its moveset includes bombing the floor, burning the floor, sliding its burning tail across the floor, slamming its burning body onto the floor, slamming its tail and bomb the floor, summoning the fire rings to land on the floor, flooring the floor, flooring the flooring off the floor, and last but not least, melting the floor. Which, if you're within the radius, will lock you in for a guaranteed cart. And you want to know what's worse? Not the fact that it has a second phase, but rather the fact that during this phase, despite having cold drinks and high enough fire resistance, you will be taking burning damage. Because Crimson Boy over here doesn't want to play fair. On top of that, it really abuses its AoE moves as a way to buy itself time to burn you with the face melting environmental damage. And at this point, it was clear that we're being forced to play aggressively. Why? Because even if the monster isn't attacking, we are still taking damage from what could essentially be considered as a pseudo enrage. And for those wondering what that means in MMO terminology, is that no matter what, the boss wants you dead, so you better hurry up and be done with it. And while there are more common kinds of enrages like a big attack with infinite damage or an unavoidable mechanic that causes a combo of attacks that has a lot of damage per, this fight uses the environmental damage instead, and therefore causing you to dig through your healing items faster. So while you still might have plenty of time in the timer, your health and healing items will say otherwise, and therefore being the indicator instead. Now, I'm not sure if there's an ability or item that allows you to be immune to this burning damage, but if you have the knowledge of this, then enlighten us in the comments below, because our spicy bad dragon over here wants to play, and he wants to play hard. Hold on a second. And with all seriousness, I was pretty much surging with adrenaline and excitement, because I typically like to play safe and basically be in a tank mentality, and this being thrown at me really makes the blood pumping, and I failed this fight quite a number of times, both in multiplayer and single player. However, I came up with a solution to buy me at least one more chance, and it is with the item called the Farcaster. Now, the Farcaster is an old trusty item amongst hunters, as it basically teleports you to the base camp after being used, and it so happens that while the floor melting ability may slowly but surely cart you, it will also give you some time to react, and therefore allowing me to use the Farcaster to safety as opposed to fainting. And this was a time that I was pretty much the most methodical I ever have in Frontier, as I was looking out for my HP and timing the enemy's attack to see openings for more bonking power. And I was sweating my face off as if my room was just as hot as the arena in this game, but that's not gonna stop me. Now, can you believe that I've been uploading these kinds of long-form videos for 6 months? Crazy how time flies, right? And on top of that, hope you guys are enjoying this style of videos, as it has been an idea that I've had for a while, as well as the debut of the child mascots like the little dinosaur kids.
And don't forget to check the other videos and the subscribe and the likeys.
Yes, thank you for reminding us all, and more importantly, thank you guys for watching the video as well. And another big thanks to my supporters on Twitch and Patreon, as they help keep me and help keep the content going. If you want to be a part of it, then you can do so for as low as $1 a month. Links to Twitch, Patreon, Twitter, and more in the description below. Last but not least, hope you all have a wonderful day and happy hunting.